You are looking to get out of town for spring break without spending a small fortune. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, I hear that. Tonight, 24-hour News 8's Ann Schieber is looking at how much you can expect to spend, and she's comparing the price of flying to driving. Ann?
Well, boy, it's tough to get cheap fares. Now, if you're a frequent flyer and you're trying to find out a flight out by now, it's a little bit too late to pay. We did some sampling of fares out of Grand Rapids for that first week in April, and finding the fares to Florida around $700 now. The cheapest we got to a warm weather place, $649. Los Angeles, California, also a warm place and not quite as expensive as some of those southern places. Not a whole lot of, for a lot of people, it's a lot of money, so there are other options you can do to get yourself to a warm spot for that week.
Options like taking spring break now.
I'm looking at probably savings probably about $700–800.
Wow, no
So
kidding.
I was able to get a really good fare to Florida.
The Monette family is traveling to Orlando. The kids miss a few days off from school, but the savings are big. They will use the extra cash to pay the $900 admission into Disney World for 3 days. If flying earlier isn't an option, you can fly out of another city. We found Chicago to be the best bet for the first week in April. You could get a nonstop fare for $531 to Orlando. Detroit will cost you $672 for a 6-hour trip. Flint even worse, over $900. What about driving to Florida? It could be worth the 4 days in a car, even at today's gas prices. With the help of calculators on the web, we figured the total trip will cost a minimum of $750. Gas a little less than half of that. It's not worth it if fewer than 2 people are traveling, but for a family of 4, the savings is still considerable. To fly, you'll pay $2,100 plus rental car and expenses in Chicago. Your best bet is to plan ahead. This woman from Detroit found her recent fare to Florida to be cheaper out of Grand Rapids.
For us to fly to St. Petersburg was only like $450, and for me to take the same trip out of Detroit was $867 or something like that.
You can get a fare as low as $200 on Allegiant to Orlando, but can't book more than 6 months in advance. For about the same price, direct air flights out of Kalamazoo will let you book 1 year in advance, but flights to one of its Florida destinations, West Palm Beach, spring break next year appears to be sold out.
Now, one issue here locally is in Grand Rapids, the seat capacity out of the airport. There are about 27,000 seats flying out each week, and so you can see why cheap fares go quickly. On average, it costs about $400 to fly out of Grand Rapids to Florida most weeks, so you can check to see how big of a or little of a bargain you're getting.